Breaking news at this hour. Right now, a Maryland high school on lockdown after yet another school shooting.
Reports say the number of dead closer to 30 than to 20, and sadly, most of them are children.
Connecticut School District on lockdown.
They're reporting multiple fatalities.
I don't think anyone is ever prepared for a traumatic event. Some preparation that the university has had faculty and staff consider, discuss. There are certain exercises that we've been put through. Run, hide, fight is really what we have been advised to do. But hopefully we will never have to face that situation.
Well, there's two different standards. One is the long gun standard, so those are your shotguns and your rifles, okay, and that's 18 years old. To purchase a handgun, you have to be 21 years old.
I know in Montana it's 12.
Wow.
Well, they hunt, so you have to go through hunter's safety
Okay.
to get a hunting license.
No, but I suspect it's very, very low. Maybe 16, maybe 15, I don't know.
What we do is each year we look at different exercises on campus. We look at history of school shootings in the United States and in fact around the world. You're never immune from anything, so you want to prepare best for if an incident would happen.
Sure.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Yes, it scares me.
We would hope that nothing like that would happen here, and the best we can do is prepare our community with training and response.
So we have trained our faculty, and basically because we are not confined in one building like a grade school or a high school, where you can lock down and it's secure, because here you don't know if you're locking the people in or out. So we follow the guidance of the law enforcement, which is run, hide, fight. Run away from the threat, hide, and as a last resort, fight.
So here we prepare our community through the Run, Hide, Fight program.
So the best thing is run. So it's run, hide, fight.
Okay.
That's what you want to remember. And we have had the SWAT team come in and train the faculty. And they had a training that was a full morning long. And now as new people come in, Don Stubbings, Director of Public Safety, trains them.
When we have those situations, not only a school shooting, but a dangerous subject or an act of violence, because there's other ways of committing violence here on campus or anywhere. You've seen it with knives, people going through with stabbing sprees, or somebody driving a car into a crowd. It's preparing yourself and your community. Our first responders here in the community, our local law enforcement, EMS, and fire, all trained for situations that would be an act of violence situation, regardless of the means of way people want to hurt others.
Yeah, guns on campus have been discussed and rejected. The view being that it would be too dangerous. Eventually somebody's going to shoot themselves or shoot other people. It's just, it's better for overall public safety not to have guns on campus.
No.
Absolutely not.
Just
No.
And that's been the university policy, and I'm supportive of
There
it.
would just be some metal things you could drop down that would keep somebody from entering if you have to hide, if you can't get out. To make sure that, again, it's also making sure people feel safe.
They prepare for situations that are school related. So it may not be St. Mary's. For example, they have access to buildings and stuff in our floor plans. It may not train specifically on this floor of St. Mary's, for example, or this building of St. Mary's. It's how they prepare to enter any building.
So I don't think you could ever do enough training. Do I think we're prepared? I think we continually work on being prepared and pray that we never need it. Safe places?
Well, kind of depends on where you are on campus. I don't know if there's any fully safe place.
Well, that's why it's run, hide, fight, because it depends on where the shooter is.
I think if you're with other people and you're able to barricade the room and stay out of the line of fire, that's probably going to be safe. I don't think running across the quad is going, or the front circle is probably your best choice. If you're in a classroom in which you can close the door and barricade the window and maybe have an alternative exit, that's probably the better place.
That's why we can't prescribe it. For instance, if there's a shooter here and you're on 3rd floor, I would suggest you go that way and out the building, you know? So what you want to do is get as far away from the shooter as possible. We would communicate through TextCaster that, you know, active shooter on grounds in this spot. And then your job is to get away from that spot for that very reason.
Yeah.
That, now the SWAT teams and the police do have the blueprints of our buildings. And they practiced here in the summer. So they know our tunnels, they know our way around, which also makes us better prepared. But again, our best defense is if you see something, report it. If you see someone acting odd, report it.
Yeah, gun control is a pro-life issue. This country is awash with too easy, unregulated access to guns. Gun safety is a huge concern to people. The Parkland shooting, the shootings that seem to routinely occur from month to month are a tragedy and certainly contradict the gospel, contradict love thy neighbor, contradicts common sense. This is not so much a mental health issue as it is an accessibility issue and a political issue. Our political leaders need to have the will to really come down with common sense gun control legislation to keep people safe, because the right to own a gun does not outweigh at all my right or your viewers' rights to a safe existence.
I would say do whatever works for you. Make sure you carry your phone.
Yeah.
I always have my phone with me, primarily in case there is a crisis and they need to get a hold of me. But that also tells you where the shooter is. And you could then, if you have your phone with you, text your friend, I'm okay. I think that it's also having the ability to communicate to your friends you're okay. And so to say, go to this place, well, you don't know where the shooter will be. And God forbid it's ever one of our own, the SWAT team won't practice with us. I think the worst thing kids do is they get too comfortable and they don't lock their rooms. And they put things in the doors, acorns, or they tape the doors open, which is a sign of almost being too comfortable. So we want to be a family atmosphere, but be prudent and lock your doors. Keep your doors locked. And I think it's also important that as a fairly tight-knit community, our best defense is when somebody sees something that doesn't seem right and they come and tell us. You know, I'm worried about so-and-so. Generally, your shooters that have been in a school are not the wild, crazy, loud ones. They're usually the kid in the back who gets angry that no one knows, that becomes silent and blows up. So it's if you see somebody who looks upset, if you see somebody who seems different, they're changed, tell somebody. That's our best defense, because we protect each other that way, and we get that person the help they need. So it's really about not letting strangers into the dorms, taking care of each other. In a sense, we are our own best defense.